everybody, so today we're reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man 2! Oh! You know, I've been really excited about this movie, and I gotta say, for me, I freaking loved it. Loved it with a capital L.
I have not been very excited because in the trailers, to me, Electro looked a little cheesy. Looked like it was gonna go Spider-Man 3, where there was too many villains.
Yeah, people were worried about it.
So I was worried, but I thought it was awesome.
We agree on something.
I thought it was B+ awesome.
B+ isn't really awesome, right? So let's get into it without spoiling too much. Basically, obviously, a continuation of this stuff with Peter Parker, with Gwen Stacy. They're introducing Harry Osborn, played by the great Dane DeHaan.
Yeah.
And of course, Electro, played by the super awesome Jamie Foxx.
In all of the trailers, for me, I thought it was so like overly CGI'd Jamie Foxx that I thought he looked a little bit, it crossed the borderline into cheesy, but in the movie and in the context of the movie, he looked amazing.
Yeah.
The battles with Electro were absolutely some of the best comic book action movie battles I've ever seen.
Oh, totally. And they totally retained a lot of his powers and a lot of the way that he becomes Electro. I was really impressed how Orson Kurtzman, of course, the awesome Orson Kurtzman, were able to sort of combine the different elements of the Electro story and make this really interesting character, especially when it was Max Dillon. He sort of reminded me of this weird combination of like Milton from Office Space and Edward Nygma from Batman Forever. You know, he was really pathetic and really weird, but somehow Jamie Foxx, I think, made it work. For me, being a Spider-Man fan growing up, this is like, I think they finally hit that singularity of like being enough like the comic book and having the special effects to back it up.
I still think there's the third ball in the Venn diagram, which is being a really concise, like a really, really beautifully functioning movie beginning to end is like 85% there. I loved Spider-Man in this movie.
Yeah.
Every single moment that Spider-Man was on the screen, I adored. I'm on the fence about Peter Parker. The romance stuff I was a fan of. I love Emma Stone. I think that her and Andrew Garfield have really great chemistry.
It's crazy.
In this movie. It was like hot and steamy and palpable and cute and funny and flirty. It was well written. I loved it. It had a little bit too much Tobey Maguire emo for me when Andrew Garfield was alone. I remember there was a point in the movie where the thought came into my brain where I was like, if he throws himself on his bed, looks at pictures of Emma Stone, and emos out about how he can't be with her because it's dangerous, but he wants to be with her because he loves her, I was gonna be done.
What I really love about this movie is the fact that there's certain scenes that are almost Raimi-esque. There's this open scene with Spider-Man. It's fun, it's light, it's goofy, but it works. He finally really feels like Spider-Man. I really feel like they were so busy in the first movie making this dark and gritty and grounded, and it was almost no fun. And I felt like this had a ton of fun. The web spinning stuff, like when he's flying through New York, is like the coolest stuff.
Yeah, the web slinging was amazing. The 3D, by the way, this was shot on film, and it was like, it's like fake 3D, it's not real 3D.
It's converted, yeah.
And for me, that is always like a killer. The 3D in this was fantastic, and the web slinging was so well done that it was really like exciting and immersive. It was just a better made movie on almost every single level than the first one.
Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I think Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the best Spider-Man movie ever made.
Oh, I'll agree with that.
Boom! All right, so is that it for us, Cruz? Are we all done talking about Spider-Man?
I think I want to talk about some really key things toward the end, but they're gigantic spoilers.
Okay.
So if you have not seen this movie and you don't want this spoiled, this is a review, and I want to be able to review it.
And we don't play that, okay? I do not spoil movies for people, okay? It hasn't even come out in America yet, okay? I don't live in the UK. Andrew Garfield might, Spider-Man might. I know. I want no part of it.
No,
I'm
we
out.
just have to
I'm
warn
out.
you.
I'm out. Peace out, everybody.
Okay, so Lacey's not cool with spoilers, but they killed Gwen Stacy.
They did.
They killed her. They killed her. I was like, ah! And then I thought that she was gonna do like an Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction like ah! thing, but no.
And this is something that arguably was spoiled a long time ago because set photos were leaked where she's wearing the exact same outfit as she is in the comics when she dies, which a lot of people don't read the comics, so they didn't know. But it's been a rumor that's been circulating for a while, and people were like, Sony and Mark Webb, they're just not gonna have the balls to do it.
I didn't think they were gonna do it.
And they did it. They killed America's sweetheart.
Oh, and she was so great. I really loved her in this
And here's the
movie.
thing, even when you know it's coming, because I thought I expected it. I didn't know it was coming, but I expected it. I thought they did it really well, and I was still surprised.
Everything resolves basically, and then boom.
They did a really good job in terms of what we were talking about before with Lacey, where in the trailers we were a little worried that it was going to be Spider-Man 3, where there was like a ton of villains. It was Electro almost 90% of the movie, and then Goblin and Rhino really come in at the end and amp up for the sequels, and they really amp up by offing poor old Emma Stone. One of the things I was excited about for Mark Webb directing Spider-Man in the first place was that he did 500 Days of Summer, and it was really creative in a lot of different artistic ways. And Spider-Man 1 was just straight. This one like used music and jokes and stuff and really funny, but you have a very different
I had
opinion.
a problem with that. I felt like it didn't know what it was. I'm giving it a B-. And that's a really bad grade for me. I used to cry about that in high school. I could have watched a whole movie of just the two of them interacting and being super cutesy and the nose thing and the like, oh, I love you and I'm gonna hide behind a thing and I'm gonna be so cute. But then it's Spider-Man. It's a whole action film and the action sequences were awesome. I could have seen an entire movie just on that. Tonally, there were a lot of incredible elements and somebody was like, oh, this movie's running like 5 hours. We've gotta cut everything down. And all of a sudden I feel like the beginning of every scene had the beginning cut and the end cut. There's one scene where they're doing this heartfelt like catch up of throwing stones and it's completely out of place. It's like, what movie are we watching? All of a sudden it's like this weird self-reflective like independent film.
So are you on my boat where you think Spider-Man's awesome and Peter Parker's like meh?
Meh. But I would watch meh Peter Parker in another movie. I really liked the movie.
Spider-Man fans will hate you.
No, I don't hate the movie. The movie was great.
Go watch Spider-Man, watch it in 3D, subscribe to CineFix for more movie news and reviews and parodies and videos and awesome, awesome things.
And apparently stay tuned to the end of the credits like I did, but you will actually get some sort of cool tidbit of information that I did not.
But it's about X-Men.